Well, g'day, and welcome back again to Jiao Qing. And today we're answering a question that, actually a couple of questions that were asked on, on my previous video. So someone made the comment. Let's read the whole thing out here. I was wondering, because you use your phone so much and walk as you comment, how much is the monthly cost of internet service and the VPN service to get to YouTube? And is it difficult or expensive to get a license to ride a motor scooter and buy one? So we're going to answer this sort of, we'll go through bit by bit. Right, so phone, how much is the phone service? For me, I'm paying about 100 RMB a month. But for that, I'm getting, I don't even remember how much, it's well over 100. It might even be 200 gigabytes of internet data a month. Yeah, I think it's getting up towards 200, so it's plenty. I've never even come close to using all of the data. My original plan was, I think, 30 gig a month, and that was not quite enough. So I upped it a long way because I am planning in the future to get a laptop in the near future for editing, uploading stuff to YouTube. So when I'm traveling, I will probably simply use my phone as a hotspot and use my data off of that for uploading stuff. But you can pay much less. It also depends very much on where you are. So when you are in a more rural area of China, so if you're based somewhere like Yunfu, for example, there's every chance that your phone service will be cheaper. If you're living in somewhere like Guangzhou or Shenzhen or Shanghai, maybe more expensive. A friend of mine, Elva, who lives over in Guangxi province, she's in a small village. She's got the same phone service that I use, but it costs her way less than I pay. So yeah, they try and they give big discounts to people in more rural areas, so that the places where you don't earn as much money, you can still have the same services. So that goes for car licenses, phone service, internet service, water, electricity, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, if you work out around 100 RMB a month, you're going to have plenty of internet, plenty of phone service. The actual phone, I very rarely even make a phone call or send a text message. I mean, everything is done through WeChat. So for me, internet service, internet data is far more important than how many phone calls or how many text messages I can send a month. And the VPN service. Okay, so I have 4 VPNs on my phone. I have 2 that are free. One of them I actually haven't used for a long time. I used to use it all the time, but it started having issues. I should go and check it again. Maybe it's been upgraded since then, and we are back to it working again because it was really good. Basically, free VPNs can be just as good as paid ones if you find the right one. I also have 2 paid VPNs on my phone. So I have one that I pay for and one that one of my colleagues at school pay for, and we sort of share. I'm on his plan and he's on my plan. So if either of our paid VPNs stop working, we've got backups, and there's also the free ones. So if you're coming to China short term, you maybe don't need to pay for a VPN. Maybe you think, I don't want to pay because I'm only going to be here for a couple of weeks. Download several VPNs. I would say download 2, 3, even 4, because you never know when you get here, one of them might not work. Others might work slightly better and worse and whatnot. The other thing, look for a VPN where you can actually choose where you are connecting. So the VPN that I pay for is called Lantern. That one, you hit connect and you're just connected wherever it happens to connect. So it might be, the regular one for me is Singapore, Korea, Japan. Occasionally it connects to America. The one that Frankel, my colleague, pays for, that one you can actually select where you want to connect. And while I know you might want to be able to choose where you connect for things like Netflix and stuff, I don't actually use Netflix or any of that stuff. But the one good thing about being able to choose your connection, most of what I watch is on YouTube. I don't really use any other TV services. Just YouTube is enough for me. When you connect in America, if you open the YouTube app and you're watching a video, you can close that app, and instead of it just closing, the video will actually go into a little screen in the bottom corner of your phone, which you can then move around. So you can actually have a video playing while you're doing other things. And as far as I've been able to find, that only works when you're connected through the States. There may well be other countries that works for, but I haven't found them yet. I've connected through Great Britain, I've connected through Australia, I've connected through, as we said, Singapore, Korea, Japan, various other places. No other connection allows you to do that. So if you're coming here long term, I would say pay for a VPN. Get at least one paid VPN. My VPN costs me, goodness, I don't even remember. Let's have a look. Lantern. Let's have a look at what the cost of this here is. Waiting for it to open. Lantern has been the most stable VPN I've used. But like I say, you can't choose the location. I don't think I've ever had... Right, account. I don't think I've ever had a time when this has not worked. So renewal price. Okay, this must be American dollars, I think. $3.54 per month. Or, okay, $3.54 per month for a 2-year plan, $4 per month for a 1-year plan. And that is unlimited data, faster data sensors, no logs, connect up to 3 devices. So that's the other thing with Lantern, you can only connect 3 devices. With the VPN service Frankel buys, he can put as many devices on that as he wishes. So yeah, that one's actually much better for us. With the Lantern, I've only basically got my phone, my PC, and Frankel's phone is connected to that. So that's all we use that for. Right, what was the other part of this question here? Is it difficult or expensive to get a license to ride a motor scooter or buy one? So, in terms of if you're talking motor scooter, like petrol powered, proper motorcycle sort of thing, no idea. It's one thing I've been thinking about doing possibly in the near future is looking at motorbike license or a car license. I'd actually like to go through the process of getting that and make a video showing how you actually go about getting that sort of thing. Tony just renewed his car license. Now, you'd have to go and check his video, which if I remember, I'll link it down in the bottom. But I think that was about 100 RMB for 10 years, so not much at all for a driving license. In terms of me, I use the electric scooter. You don't need a license for that. There's no problem with that, but you do have to register your bike. So you'll get a little number plate and stuff. That costs. Now I'm not sure about that because I got that bike over a year ago, probably coming up on 15, 16 months ago. Now, as a foreigner, you can license them in your name, but we couldn't figure out how to do that. It depends largely. You've got to go, if you go to the right shop that knows how to do it for register you as a foreigner, they can probably do it. But the shop I went to, they've never done that. They actually go to their local post office. It's the local post office that registers the bike. And the local post office out here behind us in the west of Guangzhou, they had no idea how to do that. I don't think they've ever seen a foreigner walk into their shop before. So I actually got, so my bike is registered under Frankel's name. So we used his ID card to register the bike. That cost 100 RMB. So with that, you get your license plate, you get insurance. So if you run into somebody and injure somebody, you've got some insurance cover. And I thought that was for a year, but I did send Frankel a message about a month ago asking, has he received a renewal notice for that license? Because I thought it was for a year, but he hasn't received anything like that, any sort of notification. We might have to get him to actually go and ask when he's got some time. He's a busy man. It's hard to find when he has some free time. But that costs 100 RMB. Maybe it was for 2 years. I'm not sure. The only problem with that is when you do that, you have to find somebody who hasn't already got an e-bike and isn't looking at buying one. So I use Frankel because he doesn't, he drives a car, he's got a car license. You're only allowed to register one e-bike under your name. So, if you've got a Chinese friend who's also got an e-bike, they're not going to be able to register it for you. So, yeah, and as for the cost of the e-bike, so mine was, trying to remember, I think from memory, mine was 3,500 RMB. But mine it wasn't the most expensive. You can pay up to 6, 7, 8,000 for them. Mine was sort of middle of the road. You can get them much cheaper. You can get them for around 1,000 RMB, maybe even less. But that will give lower range, lower quality, all that sort of thing. I think if you're paying between sort of 3,500 and 4,000, you're going to get good range. You want the 72 volts, you want the biggest battery you can get, which is 72 volts as far as I know at this time, which will give you, well, I'm told 80 kilometers of range. I don't quite believe that. I think that is in perfect conditions with maybe a very lightweight rider. When I ride my bike out to our Dinghu school, that is 43 kilometers, and we're getting sort of down to, of 5 bars when you're fully charged, it's getting down sort of between 3 and 4 bars, which if they go down at a constant rate, that would, yes, say 80 kilometers. But it seems to hold 5 bars for a long time. Then when it drops to 4 bars, it then drops to 3 bars really quickly. So how much charge you have left from 3 bars down, again, depends. It also depends on the setting you have your bike in. So my bike has three, you hit the button and there's 3 settings: slow, medium, fast. Fast setting, you can travel much quicker, but it will chew your battery up much, much quicker. If I do the same trip on sort of speed 1, it's much slower. It is a max of 25 kph. I think speed 2, we're getting maybe 35, speed 3 up 45, maybe a little bit over 45. On the speed 1, I go a lot further than I go on speed 2 or 3. So yeah, you want to make sure you're getting the biggest battery you can, and you should be able to do that for, as I say, 3.5, 4,000 RMB. But they're worth it. It is worth it. I've managed to get to a lot more places that if I was just on my push bike, I maybe wouldn't have bothered going that far. Just because it's easier, especially when, like me, you're carrying gear for doing videos and stuff. On a push bike, they can just get a bit taxing. On the electric bike, it's much easier. You know, I carry now all the stuff that I'm using now. Also now my drone, which must get up and fly again soon. I've got to go back out to school again tomorrow. I was hoping over the weekend just gone that I would be able to spend some time flying, but again, like last weekend, we had a rainy, drizzly, sort of damp weekend, so didn't really risk getting the drone out. But we'll get it out again while we're out at school. Don't know whether we'll video anything, we'll see. So yeah, I hope that's answered your question. So, you know, 100 RMB for your phone. Hold on 1 second. Let's just go back. Okay, my VPN has been connected through America. So we're going to go back now. I've just turned that VPN off. Going to go back into Lantern and look at the cost of that when we're not connected through America. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what's happening. This has always given me a price in the past in RMB. And now it's just dollars. So I'm pretty sure for that I paid maybe 250 RMB for 2 years. You will find, depending on where you're paying for things, you do get different prices for things. So it's another advantage having the VPN. You connect somewhere different, you get a different price. So for example, with CapCut, actually that's nothing to do with the VPN, that's a different service. So with CapCut, I've got the international version of CapCut, so it's all in English. For me to pay to go pro on that, it is way more expensive than to actually use the Chinese version of CapCut, which is why I'm looking at getting a laptop, because I'm going to use the Chinese version of CapCut for editing videos, because it's cheaper to go pro. When I go pro, I can automatically pick up the audio, get the audio put into subtitles, and also translate that audio from English into Chinese. So I have dual subtitles on the bottom. With the English version, to do that, it's just cost too much. And yeah, it's just ridiculously expensive. So yeah, I'm going to get the Chinese one. It's much, much cheaper. And I know enough of CapCut now that even though it's all in Chinese, it doesn't have any English language interface. I know enough of the buttons to know what I want to press where, and I can have the international one open beside it, so I can, if I can't remember where to find a thing, I can go to the international one, open the thing, go, oh, it's that button, go back over here, it's that button, okay. So yeah, so for putting stuff on Chinese social media, I want to do the subtitles and translations, and at the moment I'm doing all that by hand, and it takes a hell of a long time. But yeah, VPN, like I say, get a couple of free ones, have a couple of backups, and at least one paid VPN if you're coming here long term. If you're coming here short term, get 3 or 4 free VPNs. You're pretty safe that one of them will work. As for the bike, yeah, if you're here long term, I would say it's well worth looking at an e-bike. They are very, very good. Hello, pretty cat. We've got a cat down here beside us. We'll see if we can get him in the shot. No, he's gone off behind the tree there. A lot of cats in here. It's one thing you'll find in China, a lot of places have cats. They're sort of not, they're not friendly. Like a lot, we've got, I don't even know how many, must be close to a couple of dozen cats roaming around the school here. But none of them will come up and get a pat or anything like that. They don't like people. But they keep the cats sort of on hand. They keep the rats and mice and whatever other pests you have under control. So they just roam around doing what they're doing. Oh, we got another one coming up behind us. Wandering across the car park. He's keeping a close eye on me, making sure I'm not getting close to him. I've tried and tried and tried to get over and pat these cats, but they just don't want to know. So yeah, I hope that's answered your question. Yeah, so if you enjoyed this little explanation, hit that like button, share, subscribe to the channel, all that stuff. If you have other questions or comments, as was this one, hit us up down in the comment section and we will try and answer your questions for you. If you have anything you would like to learn about life here in China, in Guangdong, in Jiaqing, again, hit us up down there in the comment section. If you come up with a good idea for a video, much like this one, we'll go away, we will do the research, find out some stuff for you, and make a video about things that you want to learn about. But for now, I'm going to head home. I'm going to pack up, get ready for tomorrow. I'm heading off, like I said, out to Dinghu. Classes the next few days. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed. Stay safe, everybody. We will see you all in the next one. Cheers.